All right, what's up, everybody? We're back at it again. I did this thing here. Yeah, so this thing worked perfectly. Um, if I can't remember. I think this was this morning that I made this, printed it, put it on. The day is long, so I kind of forget what happened. But yeah, I streamed this morning on this channel. I made a video about it on the other channel. So if you want that, you can go there. But today we are going to do, today I'm going to do, or now I'm going to do something else. So I need to do I need to make a hook now to mount on my shed wall to hold things like shovels or what's it called, like a extension cord for the lawnmower and stuff like that. So here's the mount that I have. I have one or two of these like that. It's just like a screw. So basically I'm just going to make a hook with a hole in it. So let's go. So we have a sketch here. So let's just make get a polyline here. And I'm just going to like draw it out like some sort of hook. Let me grab my calipers. And then I'm just going to pocket a hole in it to make it square. I'm not even gonna probably, well, I guess I could put a fillet on it maybe, but I probably won't even do that. Maybe just like a small fillet, because I want to just print it on its side, and I think it'll be pretty strong. So how big of a hook do I want? Maybe like 80 millimeters. Maybe that should be good enough for like that's how long it should be, I think. So it'll just be flat against the wall like that, and then it'll just hook, kind of whatever, something like that, and then it will, come up like that, and go over however, and then I'm pushing M 3 times, by the way, to get to that arc. So there we go. So there we something like that. So we want this thing to be about 80 millimeters. That length there. So that means that this length has got to be, probably longer enough that we can put the hole here. And then I don't know, how wide should we make it? Probably like 90 out or so. And then the bolt hole has got to be 15 millimeters. So from here to here, I'll probably do like 80 millimeters. Let's just put these together, and then that will help that to square out, hopefully, something like that. Okay, I don't know how thick to make it this way. Yeah, let's do 10. Do it kind of thick that way. Do this one at 10. So then we'll do from here to here at 10. Should kind of help it to straighten out there a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we need this to be, let's do this at 100 millimeters. Actually, let's do 130, about like what it was there. So constrain this like that. think that should be pretty much it. Let's just put this dot on here, and then that should fully constrain it. Okay, so now let's pad this thing out. We need to pad it out for probably like at least 20 millimeters because we need 15 for this. So it'd be 2.5 on the side. So actually, let's do 25 millimeters. Okay, so now let's just make a hole in it real quick. And this should be pretty easy here. We're just gonna make a hole in the top here somewhere. Just grab my circle and make the hole. This thing needs to be like, let's say 16 millimeters there. And then, so if this thing's 25 millimeters, then half is 12.5. So we just go 12.5 up from there. So that will center it there. And then this thing was 130. Is that right? And we need to go, let's see. So we're doing 4.5 millimeters from the top plus 6.2 or no, plus 8 millimeters. So this needs to be 12.5 millimeters from the top. So what would that be? It would be 117.5 from there. Something like that. Should work, and then we'll just pocket that out. And then we'll just put through all. And that should work there. And, okay. So now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to put any kind of like, let's see if we can put any fillets on this. I can fillet that. And that shouldn't affect the print. I'm planning on just printing it from its side like this. So, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to fillet this. Okay, it's going to let me. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, I can do a 1 millimeter fillet on that. Can we do a 1 millimeter fillet on this? That's just, it just kind of helps it. It's just a little bit, just that little bit extra rounding things off that, okay, I can't do that one at all. Cancel. Or can I do a 0.5? Yep, I can do a 0.5 millimeter fillet on that. It just doesn't hurt. It is what it is. It's like sometimes you just can't do it, or you have to find a different way. Okay, let's do a 1 millimeter on that. And then on this back one, let's do a 1 millimeter on that. Okay. Right on. So I'll just print that like that, and hopefully it will be strong enough. And I think if I print it on its side too, it's gonna go through it like this on the outside, and then it's gonna go across it like this to make all the insides. And so I think it should be strong, because the thing will be pulling this direction, right? So if I printed it from the bottom up like this, if I printed it like this to where it printed this way, I think that would be weaker because the layer lines would be going this way, and so it might be able to break, right? But since I'm going to be printing it this way up, it will be, the layer lines will be going this way, or no, yeah, either this way or, well, hopefully they'll be going this way somewhat. That's what we would want. If they're going this way, then it's the same problem. But I think it'll be all right. I've printed some hooks that I hang like drills on, and like the grinder. The only problem is that we got this one extension cord. It's like 100 feet long, but I think it's like 12 gauge. So it's like really thick wire. So hopefully it will be able to handle it. that's what this thing's going to be holding. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. But okay, so I'll just save this, and then we'll move on to this other thing that I have to build here. Let's see, file, save. Shed hook. All right. Okay, so for this thing, I'm gonna need. So this is gonna be like a wall mount holder for this. It's like a triangle USB thing. There's all these cords hanging off it. It's like what you charge stuff with. I mean, it doesn't really have to positively hold it in. It looks like we need to go 118 millimeters. Well, let's do 120 millimeters long. We just need like a rectangle with a hole in it, some screw holes. 118 by, let's go 28. And I'm allowing a little bit of extra so it can just kind of sit in there. Okay, let's see. So we need a body and a sketch. And we just need to go, let's say this is the bottom. So this needs to be 128. And this needs to be 28. And then we'll just make that, we'll just bring that up. We'll just put that right on the corner there. That should constrain it. Then we'll bring it up. Oh, I don't know. We can only go up so far because there's this cord here that's kind of in the way. So we can go up 18 millimeters to that. And there's this, the first USB on the other side is 13, 14. So let's go up, let's just go up 14 millimeters on our pad here. Okay, so now let's make a pocket. New sketch. Come back over here and push spacebar on that. Then it will mute it. So we want, let's just make it like, oh crap, the other dimension is our inside dimension, isn't it? So this one actually needs to be 128. I think is what it was. Was it 128? I don't know. Now I can't remember. By 28? I don't know. Let's close this and open the other one and see what it's supposed to be. 128 by 28, right? So how big do we want this thing to be? Why does this not look right? Shouldn't they be the same? Oh, because the other one's moved up. So let's make it like, we should probably do like 2 millimeters on each side, or let's do 3 millimeters on each side. So that would be 134. And then 34. So now the pad should have got bigger. So now let's go back to this sketch, and then we're just going to put this 3 millimeters from here, 3, and then also 3 millimeters from here. And that should give us a 3 millimeter situation, wall thickness. Okay, now let's go ahead and move this attachment point, the position, up to whatever the top of this thing is. Right there. And then we'll pad it, or pocket do a pocket down. I think, did I do 14 millimeters? Because I need to do a bigger pocket, a bigger pad on that too. So I need to add 3 millimeters for the wall thickness there. So let's do 17. Then we'll come over here and move this attachment point up to 17. And then that should give us our pocket there. Okay, so I guess the only issue now that we have is there's no way to mount this thing. So we can either add some mounting tabs to it. You know what, let's just do that. That's what we'll do. So we'll just make a new body and then a new sketch. And we'll do it on this plane, the XZ. So we know this is 17 millimeters up. So let's grab a polyline here, and let's just make, we'll just make like some sort of tab. How do I want to draw this? I think I only need like just a circle. Okay, it won't let me do an arc. Let's just do 2 circles. And I don't know if it will let me do, let's put this from here to be 17. And we'll try to put the hole in it too. I don't know if it'll let me do it though or not. No, 17, not 147. Okay, so let's just make this at a certain diameter. Let's say, yeah, we'll just do 18 millimeters, whatever. Okay, so I'm just putting it there. The whole thing's, this whole thing's 134 wide. So what would that be? That would be like 17 plus 50. So it'd be 67 would be the center. But we need to third it. So it'd be 33 plus 10 plus 11 about. So about the middle of this would be 44, 45. So if we put this from here to be for like about 45 millimeters. And then we have another 45 millimeters. So from here to here to be about like 90 or 91. I don't know exactly if that's exact or not, but it's probably not, but it's probably close-ish. Okay, so now let's make some other holes in the middle of this. I just clicked right on the center of that, and then I'm going to go out. And then let's make these holes. I don't know, I don't have a screw. I don't remember what let's just try 5 millimeters. Well, how big, let me eyeball it. I can make them bigger if I need to. I can't make them smaller. I think 5 millimeters will work. Close that. Okay, now we'll just pad that to 3 millimeters if it will pad. Yeah, it won't pad. So it can't figure out what to pad. So what we need to do is delete these middle circles and try again. And then we'll just pocket a hole in for those. Oh, it still won't let me do it. So I can only do one at a time maybe. Let's try putting this circle back here. And see if I can pad that. If I can pad that, then I'll just copy that thing. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we need to be 3 millimeters and reverse it. Let's reverse it. Okay. So now I can just like push Control C on this, push OK, Control V, and now I have a new one. Then we'll just take this and drop it into that body. Okay, so there's 2 there now. Now what we'll do is we'll come into here and go into this position, and one of these, not that one. Okay, there we go. We'll move this to like 45 or something. Oh, it won't let me. Why? Why can't I move that? Okay, then let's do this. Let's delete this pad, and then we have this sketch. See how it moved? I don't know why it can't move. You know. Okay, so now will it let me pad this thing? No. Why? Has multiple solids, it says. Okay. Well, I was trying to do it the easy way. I guess I just have to draw a whole nother situation. Let's see, sketch. You know, the fun of Freecad here. That's alright. It's alright, I think I kind of remember the numbers here. Except I don't remember how big I made this one. Was it like 16? 18? Maybe it was 18. And then this one was 5. Okay, can I pad that then? Why? Oh, do I need a new body? I need a new body. That's what it was all along. Okay, new body. Control C. Okay, Control V. Put that into there. Okay, pad it now. Alright, now it'll work. 3. Okay. I should have just made a new body. I knew that too. You know? I knew that, I just forgot. I swear. Alright, so the only issue now is those holes need to be higher. So that's okay. We'll just come back into here. And we'll delete one of these constraints. This one. Okay. I think it's this one. Yeah. We actually want these holes like here. So, because we got to put a hole, like a screw through it. You know what I mean? So, let's make that 21. I like that better. And then 21, and then from here to here is whatever that is. 91. It's 92. Okay, so there we go. So now we'll do the same thing to this. We'll delete this constraint. That's the constraint that's holding this circle down. We'll go up. We'll go from here to be 45. And then from here to be 21 or 22. What did I do? 21, I think. Alright, so now the question is this gonna let me pad it? I want to pad this whole face, or pocket rather. It's gonna let me pocket it. I think 1 should be fine. Can I pocket this face? Or I mean, not pocket, but what do you call this? I always forget what you call this thing. Fill it. There we go. Okay. I think that'll work. I don't see any problems with that. So I'll just print that straight up like that and then screw it to the wall, and there you go. So we'll save that. Call it good. So anyways, I guess that's going to be it for today. Maybe I'll be back on tomorrow with some video games or something in the morning. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll just play them without streaming them. But, you know, you can CAD your own stuff. It's not that hard. Once you just kind of get some little things down and be patient with your error messages, here we go. So, you know, I'm just making like simple shapes. There's a lot more complicated stuff this program does, and maybe one day I'll learn it. But there you go. All right. Well, thanks for watching.